Good to be here tonight. Just a PSA up front. If at any point you really think this sucks, we have Die Hard on the TV back there. So feel free to just turn your gaze that way. But it's good to be here tonight. Hope everybody's doing well. When I first was asked to do a show at an arcade, I was trying to figure out what that actually meant. I'm glad we have this separate lounge space because I was worried some kid was going to be playing like pinball like directly next to me as I was trying to tell jokes. Like I'm trying to talk about dating and then I hear the buck hunter shotgun just going off. I'm talking about Iran, having a white boy somewhere in the desert and then tokens just come spilling out. I'm spilling out like it's a coin store at the grocery store, which used to give me severe anxiety, by the way. Anyone else get nervous around the coin store at the grocery store? You come in to get a few bucks for your change and suddenly everyone in the damn store knows your financial situation. All that noise, all the jangling around. Uh-oh, we've got a big spender in the house tonight. No, but it's good to be over here in Greenville from Spartanburg. At least in Greenville County, your minor league team for baseball isn't an absolute embarrassment. You don't have any grown adult men walking around in Spartanburgers gear.
I almost wore my hat, sir.
And I would have beaten your ass. No, but yeah, it's hard though when you come full, like you see an adult man fully decked out and like he's got the jersey and the hat on. You're telling me a few things about yourself up front. You're telling me that for one, you probably need your wife's permission to spend more than $100 because you blew last month's mortgage on Fortnite skins, probably. It tells me that you insist that your family does matching pajamas on Christmas and that you cry during at least 5 Marvel movies. But no, huge waste of money on a burger jersey. Speaking of waste of money, did an Ancestry.com DNA test, completely unnecessary. Does this look to any of you like the face of an ethnically ambiguous man? If you couldn't guess by the red hair, the freckles, watching me drink a Guinness, that I'm Scots-Irish, I really can't help you. I did learn a few things though. The story my father told me about us having a Cherokee ancestor, complete BS. I mean, it had to have been way back anyway, if we're being honest. But, you know, you're kind of heartbroken because you figure there's a little Native American. None whatsoever. My father's proof to us, by the way, an old black and white family photo with a very tan man in the corner of the photo. Turns out, not really convincing evidence when compared to an Ancestry.com DNA test. Also found out that 1% West African. My family's lived in the Carolinas for 200 years. I will unfortunately let you draw conclusions about how they got in there. I'm gonna go back and look at that black and white family photo and the tan guy's gonna have Jordans on instead of moccasins, probably. But who knows? You know, maybe that 1% explains 100% of the reasons that I love hip hop. I probably should have been a rapper. Imagine this face with a parental advisory warning next to it on an album cover. I don't even know what my rap name would be. Like instead of DMX, I look more like IBS. Instead of Cactus Jack, I look more like Cracker Jack. Instead of 3-6 Mafia, I look more like I would be in the January 6 Mafia. Which will unfortunately probably be a national holiday moving forward. But, you know, didn't want to just talk about things like that. Kind of want to do a little survey of the audience too. Does it turn anyone else on when a woman is wearing a nice watch? Okay, never mind then, okay, whatever. I'm talking about like, I don't know what it is exactly that does it for me. I have a few theories. I don't know if that means she's ambitious, if she stands on business, she's punctual. I don't know if she'll get our kids to soccer practice on time. Like, I don't know exactly why that turns me on. I don't know. Maybe it means, you know, she's got the nice business watch on, that she's no nonsense, which is nice because I'm 99% nonsense. The other 1%'s black. But, you know, maybe it means she has a good relationship with her dad. Must be nice. I don't know. But either way, you know, Apple Watch is fine. You know, it's, you know, cute and sporty, but I like it if a girl's got like the old school gold or silver watch, you know, the one she inherited from her handsome grandmother who always wore the tasteful pantsuits. So, yeah, I don't know, just does something for me. You know, maybe she'll get bonus points if the watch is nice. And so, you know, she gets enough bonus points, she'll get a 6'1" redheaded, formerly Native American man. All right, thank you guys.
It's been hot as hell outside. I have a public service announcement. Please, wear some motherfucking deodorant. That's to everybody. It's been way too hot outside. I've been smelling too many musty people on a regular basis. I smelled somebody today, it smelled like that bitch needs to be pressure washed. Please put on regular deodorant. Don't do the natural stuff. That's not working for some of y'all. Some of you, I don't like to do aluminum and stuff. It's bad for your health. Some of you need to risk it. Okay, got that out the way. My Uber driver drove me over here. In the middle of the drive, he turned around. Hey, I just want to let you know, I got epilepsy. Nigga, let me out. Why would you tell me that we're going 75 miles an hour on the highway? That's not what you think. You say that before I buckle up, you know what I'm saying? I feel. Everybody, I want to thank whoever this establishment, the DEI is obviously thriving here. And I really appreciate me being up here on this stage because, you know, sometimes DEI programs take it a little bit too far. I just be honest, I got pulled over by a cop and he had a handicap sticker in his rear view mirror. And I was waiting for him in my car, but it took him like 6 minutes to get to me because he had to like take his wheelchair out and unfold it and then wrestle, you know, to get in. So finally, he Joe Swanson's over to my window and, you know, he said, hey, do you know why I pulled you over? And I said, I didn't push his ass into the street because there's no possible way that I'm going to be over here being apprehended by Christopher Reeves. Absolutely not. You're not going to be questioning me, Officer Teddy Roosevelt. But I'm just saying, well, y'all seem like a lovely couple, sir. Okay, all right. Gave me the slow nod, like, all right, get on to the next joke, nigga. Like, don't be fucking with me. Man, you got waves under that hat, though? You know? I ain't had waves in a minute, man. I started going bald at 26. Ain't that some shit? That is some bullshit too. Anyway, I'm trying to make small talk. Oh God. Anyway, I used to work for a suicide hotline. I was an operator. Well, not an operator. I was a counselor. And a gentleman called in. Said, I picked up the phone. I said, "Hello, this is suicide prevention. Whatever you do, it's not that bad, and somebody cares about you." He says, "I just want you to know I had to call in because I really, really, really want to kill myself." And I said, "Well, sir, you dialed the wrong number because this is the suicide prevention hotline. What you were looking for is the suicide encouragement hotline." And, okay, all right, I'm gonna let that one go. Apparently a lot of people in here have called that hotline and like that shit is ruffling feathers. How much more time I got, man? I got shit, all right. Well, y'all gonna have to get to know me a little bit better now. Anybody else, y'all still spank kids? Anybody? Anybody got a spanking when you were little? No? Oh, you got spanking, but you no longer spank children? That's nice. That's nice. I still spank kids. I don't give a damn what y'all talking about. I still spank kids, but I no longer spank my son. He is, he kind of grew out of that. So I was spanking him because he didn't do his homework and he lied about it. And so I kept warning him, you need to do your homework. He didn't. So I started spanking him. And as I'm spanking him, I messed around and I hit him in the balls with the belt. And hit him, and of course, he acted as if I hit him in the balls with the belt. So I'm like, let me see it. Like, I just need to check, make sure you're okay. He's like, no. I was like, no, let me see it, and I just need to make sure you're okay. He's like, no. I said, nigga, pull out your dick. I never thought that I would ever say that to any male, let alone my child. And yes, it was awkward just like that. But it got even awkwarder because my son, he pulled out a dick longer than a CVS receipt. It was quite ridiculous. I could see how the uncomfort in the room is just like building and building, but I'm gonna keep going because it was like a magic trick. He kept pulling out dick to the point where I was like, hey, you're fine, roll it back up. And never mind. All right, that's the last time I whooped him. Thank y'all very much. Y'all have a good night.
Man. Good to be here, I guess. I'm 30, so I started flying kites. It's either that or erectile dysfunction, you know? If you think about it, it's kind of like erectile dysfunction, shit. Like, everything's got to be just right for it to stay up there, you know? Wind's got to grab a hold of it and blow perfectly. And you might see a 30-year-old guy flying a kite and think he has erectile dysfunction, but you're wrong, okay? My shit works rain or shine. So if you see me out there flying a kite, just know that I'm hard. You're like, no, don't laugh, you didn't find that funny. I went to the beach recently, which is a great place to fly kites, actually. And I got sunburned on the car ride there. That's too fucking white, dude. You know, but I get there and it's cloudy, and I have to put on more sunscreen. And then my Mexican girlfriend started laughing at me. You know, because she's not scared of the sun at all. Terrified of ice, though. You know, like, who clapped? I bet it's a white person. You know, she's scared of ice. Ice, you know, sun melts the ice arrests her. It's like their little version of paper, rock, scissors. Except she's not very good at paper, rock, scissors because she doesn't have papers. She's good at other games. Hide and go seek, undefeated. You know? Yeah. Tag. Could you imagine playing like tag with an ICE officer? That's freeze tag. She laughed at that one. It's okay. Let's see. I was using the bathroom at work the other day, and both stalls were taken. And another guy walks in, and he pushes on the door, and he goes. So he was about to shit his pants. And I felt bad because I wasn't finished watching the video on my phone. You know, that's where I'm on the phone. You know, I'm not getting up for him. Sorry, dude, I got like 2 more facts about stingrays I'm learning about. But, you know, one time I forgot my phone and I was like looking down, and in between 2 tiles, someone had wrote, "I am grout." You guys know what grout is? You know who Groot is? It's a good joke. But then it made me realize, you know, I kind of miss bathroom graffiti. You don't see it like you used to, you know? I miss back in the days when you would see where it said, "John is gay." And then underneath it, it would say, "No, I'm not." And we don't even know if that's the real John, you know? Someone could be trying to frame him. They put a little heart over the eye, so. And I feel like it's our generation's cave paintings. You know, it's a lost art form. In 10,000 years, they're going to dig up an ancient buried 7-Eleven. The only thing standing is going to be the bathroom stall. And they're going to try to depict all of our civilization based off those drawings. You know? So they're just going to think that men had massive hogs because someone drew a big one on the wall. You know, one of those you got to use your whole shoulder for, like the kids on Disney used to do. And when you're watching Cadet Kelly, you know. That's exactly right. That's the sound it made. I don't know. I was scrolling through my dad's Facebook recently, and you guys, he shared a few more Confederate flags than I remember. You know, but some of them didn't even make sense. Like one of them was the moon landing. He had just replaced the American flag with the Confederate flag. What does that mean? You trying to tell me if the Confederacy was still around, they'd be into space flight? Like they heard about the space race, they were like, what race? Like they looked up at the moon and saw it was white, we're going! They'd be so pissed when they get up there and find out that the moon has a dark side. What do they want on the moon anyway? I guess it's the only place they can jump is high. Alright, bye.
Anybody out here in the healthcare profession? Yeah, you are. That counts. What do you do, sir?
I'm a medical tech.
Oh, fancy. You must make a lot of money. Okay. Sorry, I didn't interrupt. I got into the wrong healthcare profession because I do get paid to touch people, but I'm a massage therapist. And I don't make as much as a prostitute would. Sorry, Jesus. Okay, yeah, so I really should have gotten into the con business instead, you know, like a med tech or a PT or a doctor. But, you know, I kind of con people because instead of pushing pharmaceuticals for big pharma, I push essential oils for doTERRA. So if you want some oregano oil to put it in your eyes, just 3 drops in your eyes, 3 drops in your ears, and you don't have to hear or see the rest of my act. Don't even worry, I got you. $15 a bottle. So, we got any parents out here? Yeah. It's rough, isn't it? It's rough being a parent, especially if you're a good one. I wouldn't know anything about that, but I've heard that it's hard if you're a good parent. My son is multiracial. He is African American. He is Puerto Rican, and he is, you guessed the third, 0.8% Native American. I really kind of pay extra attention to how people treat him in the South. It's rough. Because in the South, we're all just looking for racism. It doesn't matter who you are, what you look like. We are looking for it. No hopes or dreams of United Nation. We are all just expecting that shit, and you can't blame us. You really can't. So I try to teach him mindfulness so that he can combat some of this growing up. And I took him with my lovely boyfriend, who will be coming up here soon, to the park the other day, and we had our lightsabers, and we're just, you know, like, getting at it. He's kicking my ass. He is so good at lightsabers, dude. And, you know, I'm like, you're gonna be well, young Padawan. That was my terrible Yoda impression. And this little couple was like kind of over near the park and they were watching us and they thought that was pretty cute. I could see them like giving us some smiles. But what they didn't think was cute was when he looked at me and said, "Thank you, master." It really hurt. It really hurt. Yeah. So, another thing that's just rough about this era is I wish my kid could play. I wish it could be how it was for us when we were growing up, where you could just be left unsupervised with your friends to go have fun. You know, the worst thing we did was a little lesbian activity, but who doesn't like that? So, but now you have to worry about YouTube kids. I take him to go try the forbidden playdate thing. You know, people don't do that anymore, like at all, but I tried it. And I left him to go frolic with his buddy for a little bit, who's 4, might I add you. My son's 5. And on the way home, he is just sobbing. And I'm like, "Baby, what's wrong? Like, are you okay?" And he's like, "Oh, yeah, I want Skibbity to get me. I don't want Skibbity to get me." I'm like, "Who the fuck is Skibbity?" And he's like, "He's the toilet man. He's the man who lives in the toilet, like showed me on YouTube. He's a man and he eats children." And I'm like, naturally, I told him, "No, Skibbity's not real. It's okay. You don't have to worry about that. And you'll never have to worry about a man getting you on the toilet because I didn't enroll you in Catholic school for a reason." But you know, he didn't listen to me. He was crying like a little bitch still. And so when we get home, you know, we're sitting down and I realize I'm running late to my yoga class, so I just hand him the remote with some YouTube and I leave. Because I missed the punch on that. YouTube is not your babysitter. Sorry, it's too late for that. Anyways, so I put him on with some YouTube and I leave. And I'm gonna get a little raw here with you. I can't stop queefing during my yoga class. It's a real problem, guys, because it's just not relaxing. Like if you're in down dog and all you hear is it's not okay. And I talked to my teacher about it, and you know, she told me, "Don't even worry, you're fine, nobody even notices. They're still coming back to your classes. It's fine." That didn't go well. Yeah, so that really didn't go well. I'm gonna do what I used to do when I was in elementary school and nobody thought I was funny. Okay. You can unpause your hot buttons now because I am getting off stage. Thank you.
I've never been to this spot before, and I'm pulling up, and it's just a fucking warehouse. I think I'm about to get my ass beat pulling around the corner. My name is Jared Isaiah Speed, and that does make my initials J-I-S, and that does not spell jizz. That does not spell jizz. I don't care what y'all say. So I'm Jizz. It's nice to meet y'all. It's nice to be at Pinky's for the first time. But growing up, having Speed as a last name was actually like really cool, as you would imagine that it is. You get cool nicknames, just Speed in and of itself, but then you get like Speedy, Speedo, and I like that one, whether y'all do or not. Speedo is cool. But it got old after a while. Like nobody was really like original with it, but I had one guy when I was an adult, whenever I was climbing cell phone towers, he called me Spadiddly. And I don't know, I liked it a lot, just for the simple fact that it was original and kind of sounded like I was trying to diddle myself or something, but it was fun. But having Jared was weird as a kid, because everybody wanted to ask me like, "Oh, you must like own a jewelry store, right?" No, dude, I'm fucking 7. Let me go roll around in the dirt and be a fucking kid for once. Like, stop trying to make me own a business already. Jesus Christ. And I become an adult and everybody's like, oh, you must have like some affiliation with Subway, right? You're like, Subway Jerry. No! No! We're not going Bogle in this motherfucker. We're staying speed, goddammit. But I really like conspiracy theories, if you couldn't tell by the dreadlocks. But like, you gotta be careful with conspiracy theories, right? Like, you gotta be like mindful of who you take them from. And like, the person you probably definitely shouldn't take your conspiracies from is your dad. If I would have heard from anybody else that Michelle Obama had a dick, I would have probably believed that shit. But he was the one, and I was like, fucking questionable, dude. But I'm gonna share a couple of conspiracy theories of my own with y'all real quick. I think that Chick-fil-A is running the long con on America for the spicy chicken. We didn't have spicy chicken when I was a kid, man. We just had the regular fucking Chick-fil-A. That's it. Just a sandwich and nuggets and strips. And then they got gay people mad. And they were like, give them a spicy sandwich. That'll fucking keep them happy for a little while. And it did. We were all good. We had the spicy sandwich. We were good. Everybody was happy. And the gay people got mad again. Spicy biscuit. Give it to them in the morning. That way they start their day with it. They're good. They can have it for breakfast, lunch, dinner. They'll always have it spicy. They'll be good. And then now, they're saying that they're never gonna introduce spicy nuggets. We just gotta get these gay people mad again, dude. We're gonna get our spicy nuggets. We're gonna fucking get them. But another one of my conspiracies, when I was in middle school down in Anderson, they taught us how to play pickleball. I'm 26, so that was about 13, 14 years ago. Didn't hear the word pickleball for 13 years. And then out of nowhere, there's pickleball courts on every fucking corner. Everybody's playing. I think the government's trying to keep us fucking distracted from something, dude. They're trying to put a new regime in place, and guess what? It's fucking here. We just bombed Iran. I'm not going on a political rant right now. We're just fucked. That's it. We're fucked, guys. So I don't watch the news. You can't tell. I found out that the Pope died through the World Star Hip Hop Instagram page. So, like, I'm not better than you. I'm just a fucking idiot. I don't know. I'm going off notes tonight, so I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. But there's another thing that went around Instagram a few weeks ago, right? Probably more like a month, 2 months now. That 100 men versus gorilla, right? Who's gonna win? Who would win? Who would win? When am I gonna be able to buy a house? How about we answer that fucking question? I think that's all I got though. This was a lot of fun. Thanks for having me on.
I'm on my 9th try of the paleo diet. And at this point, I've got a whole folder of shirtless before pictures. It's starting to look like I have a fetish for fat guys that look like me and are slightly younger than me. Egg prices are higher than I am right now. Last year, I saved money on Easter. We painted Fabergé eggs. It's a shame too, man, because my favorite breakfast is steak and eggs. But at this point, if I want to egg somebody's house, I'm better off throwing the steaks. It's a money-saving measure. So just know if a sirloin ever hits your window, that's not your Blue Apron delivery. That just means I'm mad at you and I don't want to spend a lot of money on it. There's a lot of meat on that paleo diet, man. I'm not gonna lie. My wife tried it, but she had to quit because she was getting angry, aggressive, and in her words, more masculine. Now, on the plus side, the doctor says she has the healthiest prostate he has ever seen. For the youngins, that's not supposed to be in ladies. Not biologically, at least. Maybe you're ladies. I met a Mexican guy recently. He was a real egomaniac, you know. One of these guys, you couldn't have a conversation with him. Every other word was, aye. He kept saying it. So I'm like, yo. He goes, aye. Man, at one point it got so loud, I had to leave the room. I had to cool down. So I went and got ice. I came back, he was nowhere to be found. The situation went south of the border pretty quick. Thank you, 9 lady. Appreciate that. We know who she's calling to get home. It's not Uber. Oh, Lord. So I started using a new shampoo that claims it's going to add definition. It's been a couple of weeks and I can attest. My hair is no longer blurry. My hair is now a crystal clear 5K. I don't even know if that camera can pick it up. In every Dawn soap commercial, they show those little baby ducks all covered in oil. At this point, I'm wondering, are they trying to sell us on the soap or the absorbency power of baby ducklings? Because if them little guys can clean up an oil tanker spill in the middle of the Pacific, I should be able to use them on my dishes at home. Saw another commercial. A couple of bears looking for the perfect toilet paper. Just use the ducks. All right, thank you guys. My name is Dev Wolf. Follow Midnight Mike. Midnight.Mike. Thank you guys.
Cashmere, don't let Ron talk shit to you. If he was a rapper, his name would be Knee Pain, y'all. You old fuck. No, I love you. Let's give a round of applause to all the comics who've come out tonight. Let's watch the fuck up. So this shit really isn't easy, so if y'all participate a little bit, it makes it a lot easier. So my girlfriend came up earlier, and her last name is Guy. So that's how I celebrated Pride Month. You know, like, can I join the parades now? Technically, I'm fucking a guy. Anybody? For Juneteenth, we had to babysit our niece, and she's 3 years old. And she had a little box of cookies, a little box of crackers, and she kept walking around to everybody in the house. She was like, Goldie, cracker, Zen, cracker, Zeke, cracker, Mommy, Daddy, cracker. And I was like, hey, you little bitch, I'm half a cracker. It's Juneteenth. Okay, I fucked that one. We're gonna move on. That was a new one. I was trying to think of some stuff. I was also gonna say, I know you already got hit, 999, but you said that shit so quick, I can tell you've been in trouble with the law. I can just tell. So I am a racially ambiguous guy. I'll keep it really simple. My mom is white, my dad is black, and I am Mexican. Still trying to figure that out. I look like Rob Schneider cast Pete Davidson in a movie. That's pretty much what I look like. I get it. I can explain. I look like this because my parents fucked. I think that's how we're all here. And I don't know. The night I was conceived, supposedly, my father was driving a cab and my mother was fucking Brittany Griner. That one didn't land at all. That's why I look like this. Let's see what else we got. So Ron mentioned the layers. I know my vibe. I've got like a really homeless kind of look. I can see you peeping the shoes. They don't look good. All the things Ron listed that I normally wear, I don't have on. I wear all the layers because in this economy, I mean, every homeless man needs that third coat, you guys. You know what I mean? I got that kind of vibe that I'd stab you over like a can of beans. You know what I mean? Tough crowd. Let's see what else we got. So my father named me Ezekiel. I guess he named me that because he thought I was either going to be a prophet or Israeli, you guys. I call my penis literally Ezekiel, and whenever it fails to fire missiles, I pretend it's an Israel ceasefire. Topical. Let's see. So, this is kind of a new one. I was actually a C-section baby. And I figure that stands for colored people section. I had to sit at the back of, don't awe me, I had to sit at the back of the uterus. The reason I was a C-section baby is because they thought that I was going to get hung on my mother's umbilical cord, you know, so I guess she tried to lynch me. And bitch, happy Juneteenth. That's not the darkest I have. Y'all want to hear the darkest joke that I have? When I first started comedy, I was told to never ever tell this joke, and it's one of my best jokes. Not tonight, of course, but so essentially in the Bible it says that sex should be celebrated. And I think that's true. Sex should be celebrated. But if that's true, then rapists are throwing surprise parties. Surprise, everybody. The darkest joke. I'll never take it out of my act. I'll have an hour of material one day and I'll never take it out of my act. I think I'm fucked up like I am because my mother tried to give me Munchausen syndrome when I was a kid, which is fair because I would eat the wall insulation. I can only come after I've huffed linoleum, you guys. It's a real problem. It's a real problem. That's one of my stupidest jokes. I love that one. I love that one. You guys didn't, but I still love it. I want to try another new one. So like a lot of comics, again, this is really hard. Like a lot of comics we suffer from like depression, all kinds of mental illnesses and shit. And I feel like, because you'll hear a lot of comics talk about taking medication and you can't come. You know, apparently it like gives you whiskey dick or whatever. Fuck that. I would rather be completely out of my mind and still be able to bust a nut, you guys. Like at least you'd be the fun homeless that parents have to give like a sex education course, you know what I mean, after seeing you. And besides, like if you're really that depressed, comedy gives us all the tools that we need to succeed. You know what I mean? Like I've got a cord here, I've got a stool, you know what I mean? I can hang myself and I can jack off. You get it? Okay, that's a new one. I'm gonna end with this. So I have what my girlfriend affectionately refers to as a touch of the tism. I have autism. She calls it that because she's an asshole. And whenever we have sex, she dresses up like a cable technician, y'all. We call that love on the spectrum. I like to go skateboarding a lot, so anytime I go, I put my little helmet on. She goes, "There goes Spectrum Mobile." Gotcha, finally broke you. She said, "It's not Five Guys, baby. I thought you loved trains." You know what I mean? Autism will make you like hyper-focused, and I hyper-focus on her tits. I'm gonna end with this one. So, did we all get ass whippings in here as kids? How many of us are from that generation? Okay, do y'all remember that bullshit you had to do where it's like, put your hands on the bed and do not move or you're gonna get it harder? You remember that shit? So I was tired of this shit happening, dude. I was tired of getting my ass kicked. So I look back, I did the only thing I could think to do. I looked back at my dad and I just went, "Harder, daddy." And that put a stop to that. I appreciate y'all. I'm C-Culture, y'all.
Yeah, they had an open mic at Comedy Zone tonight downtown when I was doing it, and it was going really well, and then I started my set. I don't know if y'all have seen the movie A Quiet Place, but I actually was in that movie. For one of the scenes, they needed the set to be like really quiet, so they actually got me to do a little stand-up in the back and kind of hear me. At the Comedy Zone, they gave me a nickname after my set. They called me the B2. It's like, what the bunker buster? I bombed. All right. I've been ever since I heard about this show and was told about it. I've been trying to figure out who's Pinky trying to get revenge on? Who is Pinky in the first? Is it like a finger? Oh, is that really? Okay, I'm just clueless apparently. No. That's like his name? Yeah. All right, we'll talk about this later. I don't know. Yeah, I'm actually I'm a veteran. I fought in the Storage Wars.
You said Storage Wars?
I fought in the Storage Wars. It was brutal. I was in the 5th washing machine unit.
Actually, I was almost late to this thing. I was watching a rerun of my favorite TV thing ever, the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight. Yeah, I mean, incredible fight. That sixth round really is just what I heard really good. That was a joke. I like to clarify after I tell a joke that it was a joke. Like in case I thought I actually fought in the storyboards, I don't want there to be any confusion. But I'm gonna do my Bill Burr impression for everyone now. I'm just kidding. That was a joke. Comedians, we're not as cool as like music people. Like music people are really cool. We just get up here and like talk. And like you never go into a nightclub and people are like dancing to Bill Burr. I feel like it'd be kind of weird. It's tough finding a job out there these days. I've had a lot of trouble. I haven't really started looking for one either. Kind of just like hoping it'll like come to me like an idea. I'm not gonna, or like maybe I'll find one on Reels or TikTok or something. Yeah, I have a problem with like quitting jobs. Like I work somewhere for like a few months and I'm just like, is anyone hiring? Before I tell this joke. Alright, so I quit after like 5 months or something. And it's gotten so bad, it's to the point where like I'll quit a job interview. Like they'll be halfway asking the questions, I'm like, I'm out of here, this is stupid. We'd be wasting both of our time if I sit here. I feel like bad is like I'm not trying to lie at the interview. They're like, are you gonna like show up on time? And I'm like, did I go to high school? Yeah, that's usually what happens. They're like, what the heck is this guy doing? And I wrote something on my set list, but I wrote it so small I don't even know what it says. So we're not gonna tell that joke. I got an ad on YouTube from Bumble. It's like a dating app. And it said, find someone unexpected on Bumble. I was like, you're literally just being like, hey, come get catfished over here on Bumble. Like, how about I go with the person I match with? That's kind of an interesting way to like market your business. It's not my first choice, but all right, I'm gonna get into some very serious topics here, so everyone please buckle up. People have opinions on the death penalty. I have a very firm belief. I think it should be only used in the certain situations for the worst crimes, and in my opinion, that is PDA. Y'all probably doing it right now, that's why y'all aren't laughing. Yeah. I think I used to say more after that, but I don't remember what I said. I'm not very good in bed. I have like a lot of trouble going to sleep. I hear people talking like, well, he's real good in bed. I'm like, what, is he just like an incredible sleeper? He just like falls asleep anywhere? I don't know. What does that say? Can y'all see this? Yeah, I get attached kind of easily. I hung out with this girl for like 2 hours the other week, and I felt like attached to her. And then it hit me that I was wearing a jacket that was made out of Velcro. Physically, I couldn't. Sometimes my jokes, they get like moans and groans. I start murmuring. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but yeah, I used to struggle with self-harm. At night, I would drive to Jack in the Box and then eat the food. I don't recommend it. I go to Chick-fil-A now, it's a little better. I'm getting there. Oh, they turned their lights out, they were ready to get out of here, like, get this guy off the stage. Where was I? Sorry. Oh yeah. I'll tell another joke. I'm kind of awkward in conversations. It's like, I don't know how I've always been growing up, and I thought, maybe doing stand-up, that would help. I think it's made it worse. I'm just awkward on stage even. It's oh my gosh. I don't know if there's a remedy for that or not. Yeah, I was doing some writing in the library the other day, and I was minding my own business. All of a sudden, the librarian gets mad at me, and she comes over and she took my banjo. There's a girl. There you go. It was awful. Yeah, and then I was trying to check something out in the library, and she was like, "No, you cannot check that out." I was like, "What is it? Because of my banjo?" She's like, "No, you're not checking that out." I'm like, "Why not?" She's like, "Put the computers back." What the heck are they here for if I can't check them out? It'd make it a whole lot easier than me having to come here every time I use it. I don't know if y'all heard, I guess y'all are from Greenville, I assume. Greenville's actually becoming a Native American reservation. I don't know if y'all heard this. I was watching the YFF today, and they were interviewing some guy named Chief Meteorologist. Which, not to use stereotypes, but he didn't. I went that's. I don't know how to. Meteorologist, what? We getting hit by meteors now or something? All right, I'm gonna end on this. This is not a joke. This is I'm gonna end on a political statement so we can all go home happy. This past 2020, when Joe Biden won, I was not happy because I did not vote for him. I voted for and campaigned for Tom Kirkman. He's a president of the Netflix show. All right, well that's all I have for. Thank you, everybody.
Follow Midnight Mike, and it's Midnight MIC at on Instagram and Facebook and all that.
YouTube also. Let's go on YouTube.
On YouTube, don't put me on YouTube. I keep trying to get a job.